Sorry I'm late with this, but happy new moon in Gemini. I feel like we're still going through those energies a bit, so um still gonna post this, even though it is a couple of days after the new moon in Gemini. So we start off with communication is key, right? As you can see, it's about the twin energy. Um, but also with Gemini, I looked up some information on Gemini. So Gemini is about mental energy. It's about us being kind of like in our heads, and it's telling us to get out of our head and move into our heart space, right? Um, the communication of our mind can be interpreted as overthinking, um, which is like our decision making issues with the cloudy thoughts, not really being able to focus, right? And then also scatterbrain energy, right? Which is your thoughts are just all over the place. Like you think one thing, then you think of something else, then you think of something else, then you think of something else. So it can cause a lot of mental stress, which leads to our like a feeling of high anxiety in our lives, right? So that's Gemini's energy a little bit, not in a lower sense, lower vibrational sense, but it's just what Gemini does, and we have to learn how to focus that, right? So we have to tap into what we feel instead of what we're thinking. That's how we help balance those energies out. Um, we have to think about the why behind the thoughts that we're having. That will help a little bit. Uh, and then what are the thoughts that lead you to make you feel the way you feel? Okay, I hope that makes sense. Um, but it's really like if you're thinking, if you have a thought, right, and it's not really a high vibrational thought, then tap into your feelings as to why you had the thought. So that's kind of like the energy of Gemini right now. So a way to balance those out is to trust in your own voice, and trust your first voice, right, which is your higher self. Trust that, because that will get you out of that mental angst or uh, that scatterbrain thought pattern, right? And then connect with nature. That's a good idea to do. Like you can have a walking meditation. You can sit in the grass and meditate. Um, you can replace your thoughts with affirmations to ground or center and refocus the thoughts in your mind, or mantras even. Maybe a mantra could be, my mind is steady and I am at ease. My mind is steady and I am at ease. That's a great affirmation or mantra to repeat. Um, so, that's our Gemini. When I looked at Gemini too, I thought about what Molly McCord was saying about the nodal energy right now, and the fact that the nodes are changing places now. So, like, for instance, this week or coming up in July, we'll have Aries as our north node and Venus as our soft south node, Libra. And when I thought of that, I said, wow, that's exactly my placements. My placements are North Node in Aries, which is more masculine, right? And the South Node in Libra, which is more feminine energy. So we're switching from the divine feminine in the North Node, right? And the Aries energy, which is masculine, divine masculine energy, which was in the South Node. Because the South Node is about us um, tapping into the lower vibrational frequency. It's like a inner child cleansing, like healing, trying to figure out our past so that we can move forward in our future, working with that energy to free ourselves from some things that we are stuck with and no longer believe. It's about growth, right? Whereas though the North Node is about where you're going to go in this life, the path that you're going to follow, right? So now the divine masculine is stepping back in place of the North Node, and our South Node is falling back into those Venus or Libra energies, which is about partnership, relationships, we're healing those now. We're going back and we're healing those type of things now. We're healing, we're growing in those places, right? So I spent a lot of time on this. Let me move forward. So anyway, woman with the holding a heart came out. So that's part of that Gemini energy as well. Divine feminine energy, our love energy, heart chakra energy, okay? And then we also had 7th chakra Archangel Uriel come out, which is speaking to our crown energy, right? So I thought that was very interesting because we got the heart and the crown here. And then rest and rejuvenation came out as energy as well for this new moon in Gemini. I'm going to read a little bit and then I'm going to move on. So with the woman holding the heart, that's really about our female dealing with family, love, or emotions, right? So that's part of that Libra and South Node coming through, okay? So we got to start working on that. We can start on this cycle and keep it going all the way up until July. Woman holding a heart, you're dealing with your family, your love, or your emotions. It could be about a new love interest or a friend coming your way. It could be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity for love. Or it might be a message that your family issues are going to resolve. It's about being an intuitive woman, a divine feminine woman, right? And anybody can have divine feminine energy, even men, okay? So then I looked, the next card that came out was our 7th chakra card, which is Archangel Uriel. This is about spiritual connections. This is about intuition and your inspiration, right? So the brilliant crystal that's being worn here is beautiful. I think it's amethyst. So I put some amethyst crystals around this reading, in this crown here. And it's about the great power to have an open and free-flowing channel of information and inspiration from the wonderful beings in the spirit world. This could also be a time of great intuition for you and guidance from your higher awareness. So allow yourself to be quiet. Quiet your mind and listen to that energy that's coming through, all that information that's coming through. It even talks about they open you to the Akashic Records. So I definitely pulled a card about the Akashic Records in this reading. Those are connections that are open now, that spirit world. So you can tap into that energy. We're also being advised during this gracious new moon in Gemini to rest and rejuvenate. So this is about quieting the mind, right? This is about meditation and relaxation. It's just time to relax a bit, you know. Allow yourself to go within and open up to the peace and wisdom that's vibrating there, not the busyness of the mind that will make you anxious or have anxiety, right? So take time to do that now. So then I went to our Goddess Guidance energy cards, and let me get that book. Lakshmi came out, who I love because she's always bringing good fortune. But she says, stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. So that's still, you know, she's speaking towards that Gemini energy that we worry about, you know, our angst and our worry. She says, this is a kind universe and everyone within it is working in your favor. There are no tests, blocks, or obstacles in your way except your own projections of fear into your future. This is about having a bright future. Every day will be good. Whether you face challenges or not, they're all for your betterment, right? It says take a moment to hush your mind. Once again, we're being called to rest and rejuvenation and hushing our mind, right? That mind chatter, that mental chatter that tells us things, those stories that our mind tells us that we believe that put us in a state of angst, right? And confusion. So she said, why would you wish darkness upon yourself when light shines all around you? Step into this brightness by lightening your thoughts and feelings. You must stop worrying as this anxiety squelches the goodness that seeks to find you. Clear your heart of fear and replace those energies with ones that will serve you and your family instead. Refuse to think of anything except your bright today and tomorrow, and I promise you that it shall be so. So Lakshmi is calling us. She's supporting us right now. So then I went to the Akashic Record reading. The Queen of Forces came out, and look how the sun and the moon, which is right now the new moon in Gemini. This is exactly what it is right now. where the sun and the moon come together. So this is about balancing our energies once again. Sometimes this card represents a person in your life, either you or another, coming to a phase of great power and ability to sustain it with wonderful results. There is a gift of grace and serene understanding when this card is upright. It also brings new roles and opportunities, careers in many sciences of the sciences, global communication, nature, energy may now be available to you. Also, this could be about a love interest. So she's going back to that love energy, right? So, look for that. Look to bring that type of power and peace and creativity and receptivity in your life. It's balancing your energies now. That's the Queen of Forces. This is what she's about. So, Sun is about creativity. The Moon is about receptivity. So look towards that energy. That's sacral energy as well. So the overall message, we'll get to that. Let's go to our Moon Magic affirmation first. I'm ready for something bigger, better, and brighter. Going right back to Lakshmi and what she's saying. You have a bright future. So step into that affirmation for the new moon in Gemini. I am ready for something bigger, better, and brighter. I am ready for something bigger, better, and brighter. You can repeat that mantra to yourself. Our Divine Power affirmation by Christina Jury. This is her deck. Let me see. Divine Power affirmation deck. It says, step forward. When I am not, I pause, breathe into my heart space, and step forward into my greatness. Right on time for the new moon in Gemini. When I am not, I pause, breathe into my heart space, and step forward into my greatness. Wonderful, wonderful message for this new moon in Gemini. And then my card, Happy Light Being. This is your manifestation affirmation. I am motivated to work towards my new mission. I am motivated to work towards my mission. Okay? So remember that these are good affirmations and mantras to repeat during this new moon in Gemini. Our overall message for this new moon in Gemini is, and this is from the Oracle of Seven Energies, bearing fruit. Okay? This is about birthing the results of hard work, an idea or consistent thought manifesting into form. The relationship between the external world and the internal world, right? Still balancing those energies, right? So let's look into that type of energy right now. This is a powerful time. This is a fertile time because we're moving into our summer solstice. I'll come back with a reading for that this week. I thank you so much for listening to this. I know I moved pretty quickly because I don't have a lot of space on my phone. So I'm asking that you take time to do what makes your soul happy, per usual. And I really love you all, and I thank you so much for listening to this. I will drop some things in the description below. Thank you so much if you have supported Krystos Shaman Destiny Raven, Krystos Shaman of Ascension, with her daughter's GoFundMe. I'll still post that down in the description below as well. She's healing. She's home now. She's doing much better. So we're going to keep the high vibrational frequencies and energies going to her. If you know Reiki, please call in those benevolent energies only and send them to her daughter for healing and recovery and recuperation and rejuvenation. I love you all so much. Be happy, be light, be loved. Namaste Necilia. Happy new moon in Gemini.